Okay, so here we are. What do we got here? Kate Bush. This is called Army Dreamers. Came out in 1980. Is this because this just got reissued with something, or?
So not this one specifically, but it has been trending on TikTok because of. So Kate Bush had a song really popular in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, right? Running Up That Hill.
And then her Wuthering Heights song
that I don't know,
got popular again because the Wuthering Heights adaptation just came out.
I should listen to that at some point.
Yeah, it's a really crazy song.
I may have heard it in passing over the years.
And this one's just one of the ones that's in the loop of like it's also trending as one of her ones on TikTok, but not I don't think from a movie or anything. I think it's just happened.
So I'm just looking at the lyrics here. Our little army boy is coming home from BFPO. Do we know what that is? Let's see if we can find it.
I don't.
Well, I don't know what that is. British Forces Post Office is a UK government organisation, part of Defence Equipment and Support, located at RAF Northolt, providing specialised postal services for HM. Is that Her Majesty? I don't know. HM forces and their families.
Oh, military?
Worldwide.
Her Majesty's forces, is that military?
It doesn't. Army boys coming home. So it doesn't sound like such a glorious homecoming. The guy was working in the post office. No, I don't know.
Unless he's
I must be missing something.
Unless he stopped by the post office.
If you're from Great Britain, you could tell me what the significance is. She being sarcastic? Is she being serious? I don't know, and I don't want to inadvertently insult anybody here. Originally, it focused on serving military personnel away from home. It has evolved to handle secure global mail for forces on operations. So, I don't think you're taking too much gunfire there. Well, in the American post office, you might be taking some gunfire there, but I don't know. Let's see what this is all about. Anyway, enough of me being silly. Let's take a listen. Kate Bush, Army Dreamers. Huh. Like the camera clicks.
But he never had a proper education. Should have been a father. But he never even made it to his 20s. What a waste. Army dreamers. Ooh, what a waste of army dreamers. Tears are a tin box. Jesus Christ, it wasn't to know. Like a chicken with a fox, he couldn't win. The war to go. Give him all these strips and ribbons. Now he's sitting in his hole. He waits his well, runs and rolls. What could he do? Should have been a rock star. But he didn't have the money for a guitar. What could he do? Should have been a politician. But he never had a proper education. What could he do? Should have been a father. But he never even made it to his 20s. What a waste. Army dreamers. Oh, what a waste of army dreamers. Oh, what a waste of all that army dreamers. Army dreamers. Army dreamers.
It's very 1980.
So just thinking that the interesting chord progression on that. So I'm first looking at this and thinking this was something kind of light, but I should have known. It's not at all.
Well, it sounds playful and whimsical.
It does. So our little boy's coming home from BFPO. So, right there I'm thinking, well, this sounds like, if you're working for an Army post office, what's going on here? It sounded kind of light. It sounded, I've got a bunch of purple flowers to decorate Mommy's hero. It almost sounds tongue-in-cheek, right, at this point. Morning in the aerodrome. The weather's warmer. He is colder. So this sounds like he passed away. So it's something that I initially thought was, she's, it's an anti-war thing, or it's just kind of whatever, because of that. Again, I don't know that BFPO. That's something I just looked up, and it sounded like, this sounds like, it's not a big deal. The guy's in the Army, it's not a big deal. It's not getting any gunfire or whatever. And it seems to be totally the opposite of what I was thinking. The weather's warmer, he is colder. As soon as I saw that, I said, oh man, 4 men in uniform to carry my little soldier. Oh, come on, man. He didn't have money for a guitar. He could have been a rock star. And that's not in these lyrics. I don't know why.
Sometimes they don't show the...
He should have been a politician, but he never had a proper education. So what could he do? Should have been a father, but he never even made it to his 20s. So right there, it's just like, I could not have been more wrong, and looking at the first 2 lines of this, and kind of making light of it. And it's not that at all. Tears over a tin box. Oh, Jesus Christ, he wasn't to know. Like a chicken with a fox, he couldn't win the war with ego. Give the kid the pick of the pips. I don't know what that is. And give him all your stripes and ribbons. Now he's sitting in a hole. He might as well have buttons and bows. So it's the tin box. Tears over a tin box. Oh, Jesus Christ, he wasn't to know. Like a chicken with a fox. He couldn't win the war with ego. I'm not sure what she's getting at there, but I mean,
I don't know if I'm right about this, but I'm pretty sure back then it wasn't like it would have been like his belongings.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. His ribbons
coming back from the post office.
His belongings, right?
Yeah. So I think she probably.
But what is he wasn't to know?
I think it's more like he wouldn't know that like. He was naive, like...
Yeah, and he couldn't win the war with ego.
Yeah.
Give the kid the pick of the pips. I don't know what pips is. I'm sure there's a meaning that I don't understand, not being a Brit. And give him all your stripes and ribbons. Now he's sitting in his hole. He might as well have buttons and bows. Wow. So, a really, really serious song... about
weird,
the tragedies
though,
of
right?
war. But yeah, and weird. And, that's typical Kate Bush. And again, the last 2 songs, plus this one now, we're talking about an artistic statement rather than just a song. This is an artistic statement. This is something, that's a very deep statement that she's trying to make using music and using lyrics. And in this case, using video. And, it's a deep thing. It's a very difficult subject, but the weirdness, you're right. It starts out, and I think I've always looked at the Kate Bush stuff, back in those days, and any of the other artists that were like this, and it was weird.
Yeah,
a lot of their stuff was weird. I can't think of. There's a couple others. Laurie Anderson, right? Even when you think about the Talking Heads and stuff, when you're thinking about stuff that's more art oriented, weird. The word weird definitely comes to mind in a lot of this stuff, which is cool because it does make you think. It does kind of force you to pay attention. So in B minor here. there's that little trill. You hear that? Oh, different. So we went down to the D chord. Tears are a tin box. Jesus Christ, it wasn't to know. Like a chicken with a fox, he couldn't win the war to go. That's nice. So interesting song. A lot of interesting changes in here. And so Army Dreamers, what does she mean by Army Dreamers? Are these people who are joining the Army and not being realistic about,
That's what I would think. Like, I'm going to serve my country.
Because she said something about, you can't, he couldn't win the war.
Yeah.
But wait a minute, he couldn't win the war with ego, meaning, okay. Oh, for a minute there, you could take that both ways. You could say he couldn't win the war within himself with ego, but no, I think she's talking about the war with ego. So he joined this, it sounds like he joined the Army, an ego thing, like I'm going to go be a hero.
Yeah. And then she's like, like Jesus Christ, how's he to know?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, wild. See, and there you go. So, like I was saying, when this kind of music like is deeper than, you're going to hear something on the radio or whatever. I
probably sing to it, not realizing.
Yeah, being a musician, like I can't listen to like stuff that's pop on the radio. Like I play in a cover band, and once in a while someone will say, "Well, why don't you play this song?" and "Why don't you play that song?" and it's like,
oh, because I don't want to.
Really, I'd rather not play. I mean, look, I play a lot of stuff, and we have a great following, and we do a lot. We play all the time. But there's certain tunes that I'm not going to play because that while they're popular right now, in a month, in 2 months, nobody's going to want to hear that song again. All the time and effort you put into learning that stuff, you could play stuff that's classic rock that everybody gets up and dance to. Those songs are still going to stick around. But a lot of the stuff coming out now is just crapola.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you listen to something like this, and this kind of does your heart good to listen to something that has some pith to it and something that, is a real statement, rather than just, some little bit of fluff meant to make people get on the dance floor.
Oh, you mean Pink Pony Club?
Pink Pony Club, exactly.
My worst nightmare.
Exactly. I mean, people love that song. I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to play that. I don't want to sit and play that. I'd rather not play it all.
I'm going on the record saying it's the worst song ever.
Yeah, and listen, everybody has their own cup of tea. Everybody likes what they like, and if you like that, that's great. It's just not for me. And I'm sure if let's say you're a person that loves that tune. And I tell you the songs I like, you would just dismiss them and say, that's crap. You get to do it. I get to do it. That's the way it works. So anyway, Kate Bush, man, good job. I love it. Great song. Good pick, Allie. We'll see you in a few.
TikTok.
Thanks, TikTok. Yeah. We'll see you in a few.